Hey guys, so in this video, we'll be doing simplifying expressions. Before we get to our examples, few things we have to cover. So the first thing is we have to remember to combine the like terms in any expression in order to simplify it. So if we have the following expression, which is 3x plus 4y minus 2x squared plus x minus 3x squared minus 2y. We can see in this expression, we have three terms, which are the x, the y, and the x squared. So we can only add the x term with another x term, and likewise, we can only add the y with another y term, and the x squared term with the x squared term. So if we were to simplify this expression, we would combine the 3x plus the x, which would give us 4x. Then we would combine the 4y with the negative 2y to give us positive 2y, and we would combine the negative 2x squared with the negative 3x squared, which would give us negative 5x squared. But we can never combine terms which are not the same. So after you combine the like terms, that's it. We cannot combine any further. The second thing we need to remember is the order of operations, which we call PEMDAS or BIDMAS. So PEMDAS stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And the same thing for BIDMAS, which stands for brackets, indices, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So this is basically the order of operations on which we have to do our. The second thing we need to remember is the order of operation, which you might call PEMDAS or BIDMAS depending on where you are. So PEMDAS stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So whenever we have any expression, we would have to follow this specific order of operation. And the same thing for BIDMAS, which stands for brackets, indices, which is the same as saying powers, division, multiplication, addition, and then subtraction. So now that we have this nailed down, let's go to our first example. So for our first example, we have 2x minus 3y plus 4x minus 2y plus 3y plus 4x. So in this expression, we can see that we have two terms, which is the x terms and the y terms. So let me highlight the x terms. We have the 2x, positive 4x, and the positive 4x. And the y's, we have negative 3y, negative 2y, and the positive 3y. So let's combine the terms. We have 2x plus 4x. 2x plus 4x would give me 6x. 6x plus another 4x would give me 10x. Now for the y terms, we have negative 3y minus 2y. So negative 3 minus 2 would give me negative 5y, plus 3y would give me negative 2y. So since we have the x term and the y term, we can no longer simplify. So this is our final answer. Our second example, we have p squared plus 2p cubed. So in this expression, again, we have two terms, which are the p squared. Here we have 2, and we have the p cubed. Remember, the squared and the cubed, they represent different terms, so we cannot add them with each other. So let's combine the like terms. We have p squared plus p squared, which would give me 2p squared, and the 2p cubed stays the same. So let's have a look at our next problem. We have 3x multiplied by x plus 4 plus 5 multiplied by 3x minus 2. So before we can combine like terms, the first thing we have to do is we have to expand the brackets. So let's start our multiplication. So we have the 3x, we will multiply it by the x and by the 4, and we'll have the 5 multiplied by the 3x and the 2. So 3x times x, this will give me 3x squared. 3x times 4, this will give me 12 x plus 5 times 3x. This will give me 15x. And then 5 times negative 2. This will give me negative 10. Now we can look at the like terms and start to combine. So we have the x squared, which is one term. We have the x, where we have the 12x and the 15x. Also, we have the 10 over here. Okay, so combining the like terms, the 3x squared stays the same. Combining the 12x plus 15x, we would get plus 27x, and the negative 10 stays on its own. So the final answer is 3x squared plus 27x minus 10x. Let's have a look at our fourth example. So we have 4pq plus 4qr plus 5pq minus 7qr minus 8qp. So looking at this expression, you might think that we have three terms, which are the pq, the qr, and the qp. But remember that pq, which is p times q, is like saying qp, which is q times p. So it's like us saying 3 times 4 is equal to 4 times 3. So it's the same thing. So in reality, we have two terms in this equation. So let's combine them. So let's highlight our terms. We have the 4 pq, the 5 pq, and the negative 8qp. Also, we have the positive 4qr and the negative 7qr. So combining the like terms, we have 4 plus 5, which is 9, 9 minus 8, which is 1. So it's like saying pq. Then we have 4 minus 7, 4 minus 7, which is negative 3. So we get negative 3qr. So we cannot combine pq and qr. So our final answer is this. So for our fifth example, we have b multiplied by b squared plus 4b plus c minus 4c multiplied by a squared plus b. So the first thing we have to do is expand the brackets. So we're going to multiply b by b squared, by 4b, and by c, and we're going to multiply the 4c by a squared and by b. So let's expand the brackets. We have b times b squared, which gives us b cubed, plus b times 4b, which would give me 4b squared, since it's b times b. Then we have b times c, which would give me positive bc. Now, for the second bracket, we have negative 4c times a squared, so we get negative 4c a squared times negative 4c times b, so we get negative 4cb. Now, let's see how many terms we have in this equation. So we have the b cubed, we have the b squared, we also have bc, and remember bc is like saying cb. So we have the cb over here as well, and we have our final term. Let's give this color, the ca squared. So let's combine the terms. We have b cubed stays the same. We have the 4b squared stays the same. So we have bc minus 4cb. So it's like saying 1 minus 4. This will give us negative 3 bc or cb. Let's say cb minus 4ca squared. So this is our final answer. So for our sixth problem, we have negative y times 2y minus 3x minus y multiplied by xy plus 3x. So the first thing you do is, as always, expand the brackets. So we multiply the negative y by 2y and multiply negative y by negative 3x. We'll also multiply negative y by xy and negative y by 3x. So negative y times 2y, we will get negative 2y squared, since we have y times y, and then negative y times negative 3x. So negative and negative will give me positive. So y times 3x, it will give us 3xy. Then we have negative y times xy. So we'll have negative xy squared. Then we have negative y times 3x, which will get negative 3xy. So let's check our terms. We have the negative 2y squared, and we have the 3xy, and the negative 3xy, and we also have the negative xy squared. Remember, even though we have y squared on both terms, we cannot add them because of the x on this term. So combining like terms, we have negative 2y squared. The 3xy and the negative 3xy will cancel out. So it gives us 0. Then we will have negative xy squared. And we have our final example, which is 3 multiplied by a squared minus b minus all of the bracket a minus 3b. So first thing we do is, before simplifying, expand the brackets. So we have 3 multiplied by the a squared and 3 multiplied by negative b. Also, we will have the negative distributed over both terms as well to simplify or expand the bracket. So 3 times a squared, this will give us 3a squared. 3 times negative b, this will give me negative 3b. Negative times a, imagine this as if it's negative 1. So it's like saying negative 1 times a, which will give me negative a. Negative 1 times negative 3b, this will give me positive 3b. So let's see our terms. We have the a squared term right here. We have the b term. We have another b term. And we have the a term. So combining the terms, we have the 3a squared stays as it is. Negative 3b plus 3b, this will give me 0. So it's like saying negative 3 plus 3. And we have negative a comes down as well. Now, I would like you guys to try out this problem here and let me know in the comments what do you guys get. So if you like this video, drop a like and subscribe.